أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Surah 85, Al-Buruj, the Castles, Meccan period. Title. The surah's opening word Al-Buruj forms its title. Period of revelation. Internal evidence suggests that this surah was revealed when the Meccan unbelievers' persecution of the Muslims was at its peak. By inflicting all sorts of torture, they tried to compel the Muslims into reverting to their ancestral faith. Subject matter and themes. One of the objectives of this surah is to warn the unbelievers against the terrible consequences of their persecution of the believers. Likewise, the believers are consoled that their steadfastness will bring them the best rewards and that Allah will avenge them by punishing the unbelievers. So as to press home the above, the story of the people of the pit is first related. They too had hurled the believers into pits of fire. By means of this story, some lessons are imparted to both the believers and unbelievers alike. In this respect, just like the people of the pit, the unbelieving Meccan chiefs too will incur Allah's wrath and punishment. Moreover, in the manner of those believers of yore, the Muslims too should not deviate from faith. Those believers preferred faith, there prepared to be hurled into pits of fire abounding in fuel. Moreover, notwithstanding the unbelievers' detestation, Allah is supreme, the most mighty, to whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. He deserves all praise. He witnesses the conduct of both the Muslims and Meccan unbelievers. It is therefore certain that the unbelievers will be consigned to the hellfire for their unbelief. They will be subjected to further punishment in hellfire as a recompense for their persecution of the believers. Equally definite is that the believers with good deeds to their credit will be blessed with paradise, which constitutes supreme triumph. The unbelievers are threatened with Allah's stern grip. If they entertain delusions of grandeur, they should know that Pharaoh and Thamud too boasted of their huge armies. They should better take a lesson from the terrible ends met by those armies. Allah's power and might surrounds them, and from which they can never escape. The Quran, which they call a lie, is the ultimate truth. It is inscribed on a well-guarded tablet, which cannot be altered by anyone.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate.
والسماء ذات البروج
By the heaven with its impregnable castles. By the heaven with its impregnable castles. The expression impregnable castles refers to the massive stars and planets of the heavens.
واليوم الموعود
By the promised day.
وشاهد ومشهود
And by the witness and what is witnessed. And by the witness and what is witnessed. The word witness here refers to the person who will be present on the day of resurrection to observe it. As for the expression what is witnessed, it signifies the resurrection itself, whose harrowing scenes will be witnessed by all.
قتل أصحاب الأخدود
The people of the pit were destroyed.
النار ذات الوقود
With fire abounding in fuel.
إذ هم عليها قعود
While they sat around it.
وهم على ما يفعلون بالمؤمنين شهود
And were witnessing what they did to the believers. And were witnessing what they did to the believers. The people of the pit were those who had stuffed pits with believers and then set them ablaze, intensely enjoying this carnival. To say that the people of the pit were destroyed amounts to saying that they invited God's curse upon themselves and were overtaken by His chastisement.
وما نقموا منهم إلا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد
Against these they had no grudge except that they believed in Allah, the Most Mighty, the Most Praiseworthy.
الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد.
To whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. Allah witnesses everything.
إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق.
Surely, those who tormented the believing men and the believing women, and then did not repent, theirs shall be the chastisement of hell, and theirs shall be the chastisement of burning.
إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ذلك الفوز الكبير.
As for those who believed and acted righteously, theirs shall be gardens beneath which rivers flow. That is the great triumph.
إن بطش ربك لشديد.
Stern indeed is your Lord's punishment.
إنه هو يبدئ ويعيد.
He it is who creates for the first time, and He it is who will create again.
وهو الغفور الودود.
And He is the ever-forgiving, the most loving.
ذو العرش المجيد.
The Lord of the glorious throne.
فعال لما يريد.
The executor of what He wills.
هل أتاك حديث الجنود.
Has the story of the armies reached you?
فرعون وثمود.
The armies of Pharaoh and Thamud.
بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب.
The unbelievers are indeed engaged in denying it, calling it a lie.
والله من ورائهم محيط.
Although Allah surrounds them.
بل هو قرآن مجيد.
Nay, but this is a glorious Quran.
في لوح محفوظ.
Inscribed on a well-guarded tablet. Inscribed on a well-guarded tablet. This signifies that the Quran's writ is bound to come about, for it's inscribed on God's well-guarded tablet, and hence cannot be subjected to alteration.